While working under forced labor, 4 criminals accidentally dug up a chest filled with gold bars. The moment they saw it, their faces lit up with uncontrollable joy. This treasure was enough to guarantee them a life of luxury for generations. However, reality quickly set in. Surrounding them were heavily armed mercenaries acting as guards. Escape would not be easy. Faced with the overwhelming temptation of wealth, the 4 men made a bold decision. They chose to fight back. When one mercenary approached, they attacked without hesitation and killed him instantly. But the noise of the struggle immediately alerted the others. More mercenaries rushed in to provide support, yet they were quickly taken down. The criminals fought with surprising skill and coordination. Soon, an entire wave of armed guards stormed toward the pit, but none of them expected such fierce resistance. Qiang Ge, wielding a submachine gun, unleashed a storm of bullets and dropped a large number of enemies in seconds. However, his ammunition ran out quickly. Without a moment's hesitation, he threw the gun aside, grabbed an axe and charged forward, cutting down enemies in a brutal frenzy. Meanwhile, the other 3 tied ropes around the chest and pulled with all their strength, dragging the heavy box of gold out of the pit. 2 of them then crawled forward, hauling the treasure while Qiang Ge stayed behind to cover them. After eliminating another wave of pursuers, Qiang Ge slung the chest, now filled with gold, onto his back. Despite its weight, he carried it as if it were nothing, as though the gold itself had no burden on him at all. The 4 men quickly escaped the forest. When they reached the beach, they pushed a small boat into the sea and fled the area without looking back. After 3 days and 3 nights of sailing, they finally arrived at the coast of Andhra Pradesh. Under the cover of night, they buried the chest in the sand. But just as they were about to leave, local police suddenly appeared and arrested them on the spot. When questioned, the 4 men claimed that their homeland, Sri Lanka, had been overtaken by armed militants. They said they had no choice but to flee and seek refuge. They begged the officer for protection. Seeing an opportunity, Qiang Ge quietly took out a gold bar from his pocket and handed it over. The officer glanced at it and said it was enough to allow them entry, but not enough to process official documents. Without hesitation, the other 3 each produced a gold bar as well. And just like that, the 4 men were allowed to settle there. However, once they gained a foothold, their true nature began to surface. They became arrogant and ruthless, killing civilians without restraint. Their brutality spread fear throughout the region. At one point, the officer who had helped them tried to persuade them to stop, but Qiang Ge responded with violence, killing him with a single strike. From that moment on, the 4 men relied on sheer brutality and intimidation to expand their power. They gradually took control of more than 20 villages and even built their own private army. Their influence became so strong that even the police feared them. In just 15 years, Qiang Ge transformed from a fugitive into a terrifying warlord, whose name alone struck fear into people's hearts. One day, several newly assigned female soldiers discovered 10 bodies of civilians. After investigating, they learned that these killings were carried out by Qiang Ge's men. Then the main door slowly opened. A beautiful woman appeared. It was Qiang Ge's wife. With a gentle and polite demeanor, she invited the soldiers inside. The kind-hearted soldiers had no idea that they were walking straight into danger.